IPMNation.com.
This is K-Daver.
And Kinetic.
And you're listening to Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
Outbreak on IPMNation.com. This is Matt from IPM Nation, and we are here at the studio at 50 Canal Street in downtown Laconia. We record the show here every Tuesday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. We love to have a studio audience if people want to come on down and check it out. The studio, of course, in downtown Laconia. TheStudioNH.com is a website if you want to check it out. Funky little gift store and art gallery, and the holidays are coming, so support your local businesses. Very, very important. Come check the place out. And, of course, also we are sponsored by Central NH Events. If you need a DJ for your event, go to centralnhevents.com. Tim Martin does a great job, and he will DJ your hootenanny, your shindig. Don't forget, mention shindig, you get the shindig discount. That's actually a real thing, which Tim reminded me of the other day. So centralnhevents.com is the website. And we are here tonight with returning, making his third appearance on the show, K-Daver. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Yourself?
Very good. And you brought Kinetic with you, who's making his second appearance on the show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty fantastic myself. Always a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, good to see both of you. I really like the new stuff. You got a new, is it a full length? Is it an EP? What have you got?
It's a full length. You got 12 songs on it.
Excellent. What's it called?
It's called We the People.
All right. Well, why don't we play something, and then we'll come back and chat. What do you want to play to open the show?
Let's start out with Bring the Pain. It features my hype man, my brother Kinetic. Very hard-hitting tune. Just great at live shows.
All right, this is Bring the Pain, K-Daver with Kinetic here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
We gon' bring the pain, wipe away the tears. It's time to let the blood run. Swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. Bang, bang. We gon' bring the pain, wipe away the tears. It's time to let the blood run. Swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. From here to Hong Kong, got more chance for all you. From the young bulls to the getting chopped off. Now there's a monster, conquering the fire now. Gang is cold blood, and our blood sheets are front stand. Lean back, get your back broke. I got folks supported by Asians, whites, and black folks everywhere I go. Asking, is it right? You done got jokes about women's rights? Hell yeah, honey. Vicious with the bitches. Quit the fucking bitch and get your ass up in the kitchen. Ham sandwich. Yeah, you know the rest. Turn it back, get it gas so you can get that ass red. If I can't learn opinions, I stop getting shit faced. Make prostitutes. See how my shit tastes. Taking that line. See me when I fly. Drunk as fuck with sluts, making your daughter cry. Bang, bang. We gon' bring the pain, wipe away the tears. It's time to let the blood run. Swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. Bang, bang. We gon' bring the pain, wipe away the tears. It's time to let the blood run. Swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. Hungry like a wolf, stronger than a lion. Get up off your feet, pussy, why the fuck you crying? Words so heavy they can shatter your teeth. They can snap your whole jaw if you bite my speech. You can bear witness to a lyrical felony. No love in my eyes for those who ain't a friend of me. For 20/20 vision, always see the blood spot. Higher than the stratosphere, my four rise of bloodshot. Lyrical miracle, yeah, about the satirical shit. People are with me, waiting for miracle hits. What you heard, fact of the conscious. Rappers are whack, pick the power, soft horse. Multis are born, texture is more fire. Break chores like laws with bats and barbed wire. If you want a battle, never hit me up a war call. When you feel Owen Hart says that's a long fall. Bang, bang. We gon' bring the pain, wipe away the tears. It's time to let the blood run. Swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. Bang, bang. We gon' bring the pain, wipe away the tears. It's time to let the blood run. Swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. Captain Jack, Jim Beam, bottles on the floor. Summer boys gripping glass, never knowing what's in store. Push it to the limit, swing a fucking fist or two. Cop cars, toughest bars, this is what a fifth will do. Bitches take the back, front row ferocity. Boom back, smash rap, rocking with velocity. Never going soft, rowdy riots and unrest. Punk rock, dirty bitches ready to undress. Stressed out, angry, and I gotta relieve. Lines at that white girl fight, fuck the seed. Believe me, mother, I'ma get your mother. Duck down, buck rounds, looking for another slug. Dirty, grimy, gotta live it boss. Flipping out of hand like the game star. Coin toss, you're lost. My gate, repping for the northeast. Better bring your hammer time you step into a North Beach. Bang, bang, we gon' bring the pain. Wipe away the tears, it's time to let the blood run. Swing, swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. Bang, bang, we gon' bring the pain. Wipe away the tears, it's time to let the blood run. Swing, swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. Bang, bang, we gon' bring the pain. Wipe away the tears, it's time to let the blood run. Swing, swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move. Bang, bang, we gon' bring the pain. Wipe away the tears, it's time to let the blood run. Swing, swing, you don't wanna lose. We gon' bring the action, so you better fucking move.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. This is Matt from IPM Nation. We're here tonight with Kay Daver and Kinetic. So when is this already out and available now, or
Yeah, it's available. It's available for free. I didn't do any of that BS marketing. The album's called We the People. Pretty much the subject matter of the whole record is encompassing of the fact of, just kind of the times we're under,
Yeah.
like We the People. So literally it's a tale from start to finish, very hard, aggressive instrumentals from my producer, The Process. Shout out to him. And now you can hit it up on Bandcamp. You can get it at, you can grab it on YouTube or Reverb Nation or any of that, into iTunes. I didn't go any avenue that was going to charge people money because I want the product to be heard, and I want it to be taken for what it's worth, what it stands for.
Yeah, we called it We the People because it's by the people, for the people, about the people. We wanted to get it to the people as easily as humanly possible, so we didn't bother really charging any money or anything like that because the message is to more get the music out there to everyone.
The new stuff is it's very it seems to be in that same vein lyrically, where you guys like there's one track, I can tell you're talking about cancer, like because we've talked about that before, how there's a cure for cancer that's been suppressed and things like that. Was that a conscious decision to stay with that and continue with that kind of a message? Because I know. I know you and I talked at one point about you were thinking about kind of going in a different direction and getting away from that stuff, and but this is all very much still in that vein lyrically.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't like a conscious decision from start. Like, hey, this is what we got to do. But eventually, what just happened is song after song after song, which is very conscious, very political, if you will. I hate using that term because that's so overdrawn these days. But everything has a message and it's very full and all stands for something. So. It wasn't a conscious decision. I just think the stars aligned and made it happen.
Yeah.
Had kind of a basic theme in mind every time we were working on a song.
Yeah.
Not every song is political. Like, I want to get that. But
Sure.
You know what I mean? But a lot of self-demons that I deal with on a daily basis. There was a time in my life where I was literally living in my car, saving up all the money I could just to start my studio. You know what I mean? So you get tales like that. A lot of stuff I strayed away from. I've come to find out over the years that the easiest thing, this is cliche, but the easiest thing for me to make music is just being real. Being honest. I'm not out there talking about rides or cars or champagne or
right. Yeah.
And I've never been that anyway, but the more and more I just don't even fabricate anything, the easier it just comes out.
Who influences you guys, or who has influenced you in the past? Because there's nothing out there really that quite sounds like what you guys do. You know what I mean?
Especially in the rap world, because you don't get a lot of people who are using like heavy metal instrumentals, like live guitars, live drums.
Right.
Not a lot of groups. I'm not saying that no group is, but not a lot of groups are using that.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of what they just called rap rock, like in the '90s, but I wouldn't compare you guys to that. I mean, what you're doing is much more sophisticated, and there's nobody I can really compare you to. You know what I mean? There's no one else you really sound like that I can think of.
Yeah, I love hearing that. I hear it all the time. But unfortunately, when you come across that, it's hard to be marketed.
It's a double-edged
It's
sword.
a double-edged sword. You're the one and only. But when you're the one and only, it's like people are like, well, what do you sound like? You know, everyone wants to be like someone. But just I'm going to backstep a quick second to who you said influences me.
Yeah.
I'm not shy. A lot of people, you know what I mean, are too scared. A lot of people just say they're not influenced by anyone. They're the, you know, early on, I got early influences, but who influences me now is, you know, people that I view are better than me at certain aspects. Like you got the group Twisted and the way they do their hooks and they go back and forth. Or way me and Kinetic kind of, you know what I mean, we drives us to be better as far as playing off of each other on tracks. Not necessarily lyrically or anything, but, you know, just playing off each other.
Yeah.
And as far as rapping, like there's only one rapper right now where I can literally say drives me to be better every day. And it's not a new head. It's Chino XL. The dude is seriously head and shoulders above everybody. And... you know what I mean? He has his track.
I know the name. I know who that is, but I don't think I've ever actually heard him.
But that's my point. He's so original and so sophisticated lyrically that he's often overlooked because no one knows how to grab it. And that's how I feel we are. I'm not saying, you know, I feel as an artist I can compete with him lyrically, but I'm not saying we can't be put in the subject or genre rather because of our lyrics, but I feel it's like the same comparison. He's not grabbed hold of because no one can really grab hold of his lyrics. No one can grab a hold of our message and content.
Right.
Yeah, I listen to a Chino XL song and I find myself rewinding the same song 3 or 4 times, just like, what did he just say?
Right.
Oh my God, it was insane. And
Yeah.
you know, that's what drives me lyrically.
Yeah.
I derive a lot of the same inspiration from cats like Chino XL, people who were, you know, still in the underground, but you know are so lyrical that, like I said, you have to rewind it sometimes just to see what they said.
Sure, yeah.
You know, it's hard to believe that, you know, somebody can come up with that combination of words.
Yeah.
And you're also looking at two of the angriest people you'll probably ever meet. You know, like it's all business now, it's all gravy, but on a real level, we often ask each other, it's like, why the hell are we so angry?
On a real level,
Right.
we're unbalanced.
You know, talk about chemical imbalance. This is serious chemical imbalance, and you know, I was put through the system as a child. You know, put on Wellbutrin and all these antidepressants and things of that nature. Before you know it, I'm hallucinating.
How old were you when you first were put on meds?
3rd grade. So ever we
Really?
were in 3rd grade.
It's
That's when
scary.
it started.
Yeah, I'd say about 2nd or 3rd grade I got on Ritalin, and then
Wow.
yeah, it was like really young. That was like, nope, he's got ADHD.
Well,
pump him full of pills and send him to school.
That's
he's
been
fine.
that's been the trend, and of course the pharmaceutical industry makes sure of that.
Oh yeah.
You know, these children have energy. We have to medicate them.
Yep. Yeah,
Can't
there's
have
no
them acting
allowing
like-
kids to just be kids anymore.
Right,
It's
right.
stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at him, he's thinking for himself. Make him stop.
Right. Yeah. Wow. So both you guys got put on meds really young.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's funny is we didn't meet each other till like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and then we like once we started talking, we're like, you know, that same kind of crap happened to me. This is bull.
You know, I was really quiet when I was a kid because I was painfully shy.
Yeah.
And it was something that frustrated me about myself when I was a kid. You know, I didn't like being that way, but I look back now and I think, you know, it's probably just as well that I was that way. Because if I were, you know, outgoing and really like had a lot of energy and whatnot, somebody might have tried to dope me up with something, you know, because that seems to be what happens.
Yeah.
Surprised you can get doped up anyway.
Yeah.
Because as funny as I wasn't that energetic, I was a quiet kid. Just
Really?
I don't know about you, but we haven't talked about it. But I was a quiet kid. I'm a quiet person. You know, often people think I'm in a bad mood. That's just my mood.
Right.
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to make fake friends. I would rather count my friends on one hand than because it's like I want to know who's down for me and who's, you know, if I say you're my friend, then I'm gonna be there for you.
Right.
You call me up at 2 a.m. and we have to dig a ditch. You know, just don't tell me what we're digging it for. That's all great.
Oh, geez, I wish I'd known that sooner. Wow. So how long have you guys worked together? It's been a long time, right, that you guys have been making music together?
It feels that way, but I think
4 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Maybe it just seems like a long time to me because for as long as I've known you, you've been working
I
together.
think it's like we've worked together for about 4 years. We went on a national tour in 2011.
Yeah.
Since the last time we talked, I've been on tour with R.A. the Rugged Man. Shout out to him. He's he's one of the dopest MCs of all time. Toured done crazy shows, man. I'd like to think we've done close to 100 shows together, if not more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the shows that we've done, because we started working together even before Death by Design came out. Like that's when our first show together. What was that? Club 550.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh man, that was a couple weeks before the record even came out, the first record. So I mean, we've been working together for a minute, and we've just. I think I've only missed maybe 2 shows. I've been there for just about everything else.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
This Ebola is really starting to get to me. Yeah, man, that's that, brother. Just consistent work.
Oh, Melissa's got some tissues for you.
Oh, thank you. That'll be fine.
You can wipe away that Ebola.
It's just one of those things, man. It's I've never actually. It's the weirdest thing we talked before the interview. I don't actually really listen to my own stuff. I listen to it when it's done, make sure it's good, and then I move on to my next. I'm always about the next big thing.
Well, you got to hear it 150 times a mix.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When you're making it.
I've never actually listened back to the radio interviews we've done because you.
Oh, really?
This is my 3rd one. But I'd like to think you would hear it, and you'd probably hear like Piss and Vinegar on the first one. You'd probably hear like, Still the Energy on the second one. And now I'm just getting to that point. I'm so sick and tired of the industry. I'm so sick and tired of what it stands for. I'm just so beat down from all the politics.
Yeah.
Like once and this is something rappers don't even talk about. No bands. So I'm gonna jump right to it. I ain't even playing with it. It's so political because just to beat that dead horse, we're not put in genres, so we do hip hop shows. Cats know we're nicer than them lyrically, and we kill it performance-wise. They can't even compete. But then it's like they're all like, "Oh, screw that guy, man."
Yeah, once that like hard metal beat hits, a lot of hip hop heads they don't know how to take it. They're like, "Why is this guy yelling at me?" Swag.
Yeah, I remember. And this cat, Immortal Technique is one of the hardest, and he's one of the biggest in the backpack genre of hip hop. God bless him and everything he does. But we did a show with Immortal Technique. And I remember half the crowd was into it, and the other half of the crowd was so scared. And one kid asked me, "Why are you so angry?"
We hear that at least once a show from somebody. Like, why are you so angry?
No kidding.
Or I went up to smoke a cigarette, and then I heard somebody screaming on stage, and I was like, what is going on?
But back to the politics, man. The politics are so outrageous because artists do not want to be outshined. And every time we get 99.9% of the time, we are the best performer there. Whether you like our music or not, we are the best performer, hands down. So artists get scared, man. It's like they don't want to work with us.
Yeah.
Truthfully, they're not legit anyway. Because real cats like Ray, the Rugged Man, for instance, he'll work with us. I mean, he ain't scared. He embraces competition, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But other people that were in the genre of, if you even want to classify us in that genre, like the Cats of Twisted and things of that nature. It's all love, like when the crews meet each other, but the crew is very standoffish. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, we got a good thing going here. We don't want anyone to mess with it.
Right, yeah. Everybody's walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
No, and I can vouch for what you're saying, though, about what you guys are like live, because I've seen you live twice, and I was very impressed. So I just want to go on record saying it's not all talk. It's not just you guys, puffing yourselves up. It's legit. So I just want the audience to know that. Why don't we play another track and then we'll come back and chat some more? What do you guys want to play?
Yeah, this is going to be, it's called All I Want, and it's featuring El Maze and Ill Bill. Ill Bill from historical hip-hop groups such as Nonfiction, La Coca Nostra with Everlast and DJ Lethal, Heavy Metal Kings with Vinny Paz, Jedi Mind Tricks.
Shout out to El Bill for doing the track.
Yeah, big ups to Bill, man. He was... I gotta say, he's one of the realest cats I've ever come across.
How'd you before we play it? How'd you connect with him?
It was just spur of the moment, man.
Really?
It was. Hey, we got these beats. You know what I mean? Let's hit him up. Everything was all gravy. He was just down. Like the jump, man. It was crazy. A lot of cats, it's. You get the cold shoulder, this, that, whatever.
Right.
He heard what we had going on, and he called me I'd like to say 30 minutes later.
He's somebody who uses a lot of the similar beats like that too. If you listen to Ill Bill's solo projects, he uses a lot of heavy metal influences.
Really?
He's got a he's got a track where he shouts out the entire discography of Slayer because they're such a big influence
Really?
to him. Oh yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy.
That's awesome.
He's one of the only people I would say even like has a style close to ours.
Yeah,
so it's cool
yeah.
to actually have that.
He's still
good
more
mesh.
hip hop. Like if you do listen to his stuff, he is more in the hip hop genre.
Yeah.
But he definitely is influenced, and he has a abrasive voice as well. Track came out good. I'm on the first verse. Il Bill's on the second. El May is on the third.
This is my favorite of the ones you sent me. I really like this a lot. All right, so this is All I Want from the new Kate Avers' new disc. What's it called again, the name of the
We
album?
the People.
From We the People. All I Want from Kate Avers' We the People here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
Get down on the pedestal, you knew it's inevitable. Got built with heavy metal, turn your sheep into vegetables. Sheep over weak tats and looking like riff-raff. Blind, deaf, ignorant, malignant, but that's that. Look down on these things, genocide on the side of vital. Standing fast and laugh, make it insightful. Skin for the bikini, changing chords hard. Souls being imprisoned at the longest short. Slaves of blades, will not stop for a lift. Many Christians and corpses like, what the fuck is this? Iconic calligraphy, literally false tales. You paid, don't think I know about sales. Free my camps high and ready to go war quick. Quick way to virus, that'll get a horse sick. Take me to your leader with Captain and Condoleezza. With captions for bastards who's happy to bear receiver.
Killers with guns, murderers, villains and thugs. Street level to elite level, billions and drugs. Mexican border decapitation, jury's the judge. Judge's executioner with the fury to crush. Order the path of the wrath of the map. Slash acid pack, action rap. Spazzing like a savage with the ratchet clap. Snatches spitting on all of Lucifer. Shadow cast, where the bolts and barrels blast and pierce you like an arrow shaft. I know you're tight, crabby with the nervous coward laugh. This tornado rap, the rain, pain, and shower rap. That PCP rap, angel dust in the hourglass. And blowjobs from 72 virgins like Taliban. Pestilence rolls, exodus flows. Death will explode, texture with an excellent flow. Heads will roll like Mexican cold. Ill build, bad grandpa, walk around, let my testicles show.
Eaten off by a zombie on a mission. Band assault kingpin, outrun New England. Snitching at your funeral, shoot you in the back of the skull. While you're standing up, pissing in a urinal. Biting on my enemies while I'm biting acid. Drugs, sex, orgies, murder, black magic. Got you addicted to my music like a drug habit. Dead wanna be rapper, macho man, rainy savage. Snitches get stitches, then they get put into ditches. Or they get put into Gibson, then put in a cage with the bitches. Torture till they die, mingle swimming with the fishes. Stab you in the eye, will drink your eye, it's delicious. This is real life, kids. Stop talking about mine. Or I'll put you in a wheelchair, let you live and watch your mom die. All I wanna do is stack paper to the ceiling fan. So much paper, there's no room for a ceiling fan.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. We're at the studio in downtown Laconia. We have Kate Aver and Kinetic here with us tonight. Before we continue, I just want to remind everybody, of course, Local Outbreak can be heard every Sunday night at 10 p.m. If you're in central New Hampshire, you can hear it on 100.1 The Planet. And then, of course, we do archive all the shows at ipmnation.com/local outbreak, where they remain forever and ever and ever.
And ever.
So you can go back. You can listen to the very first... you can go all the way back to episode 1 of Local Outbreak, actually. I'm just kidding. Episode 1 is lost. You can go all the way back to episode 2.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm interested what happened on episode 1.
I don't think much of anything happened to it, and that was the problem. I wasn't the host then, so it's not my fault.
Oh, okay.
I didn't start until, I think, episode 4. So, Do you guys plan to tour a lot with the new release, or what does the future hold? Do you have shows booked?
Yeah, that's the goal. Hit the road with it. I don't have shows booked at the moment. Again, I don't want to beat that horse, but just politics.
Yeah.
And where I'm located, at least locally, there's not many clubs really flourishing at all, and especially with the style of music we do.
New Hampshire's barely hip hop friendly and not really heavy metal friendly, and we're heavy metal hip hop, so it's kind of like we're screwed on both ends.
See, it's not like we're a bar band either, because it's heavy, but it's not like we can do your typical freaking local bar.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's that weird mesh.
Yeah, people would start fights to our music in a local bar.
Yo, we had an all out brawl happen at a show. I believe we were doing a show with Rugged Man and Potluck or whatever show it was, and like. This track hit we got called 603, and just a brawl broke out. All of a sudden, I see this beer fly about 15, 20 feet in the air.
While you were on stage? Or
rocking, hit the PA system, squealing all over the place, bodies on the floor.
Some kid bashed his face off of the floor of the stage like a foot in front of me. I was like, oh man, I thought this was a pit. This guy got hurt.
They brought in security, swarmed, and it was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the style. So if you own a club and you're at the end of your rope with your lease and you don't care about any of it, definitely invite us down.
We promise you won't get the security deposit.
But yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, goals hit the road, man. Obviously, just trying to plot strategic methods in good spots.
By the way, I just want to mention, I don't know if you guys ever heard about, this was, it was quite a few years ago now, the shooting that happened at the Uptown Tavern when it was still open in Manchester. But there was a shooting there, and I was on stage the night that happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was playing in a band called First Shove, and upstairs we were on stage and we didn't know what was going on as it was happening because we were downstairs playing, and we were so loud. I guess the shotgun blast just kind of blended in with the kick drum. So we were just loud and heavy, and all of a sudden, like all these people are like running downstairs into the lower level, and we're like, oh great, we got everybody to come downstairs to see us, and we didn't realize they were actually trying to get away from someone who was shooting at them.
Wow, if I knew that was the kid, I had my boys posted outside.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I'm probably not getting a good bid to get booked right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a crazy story, brother.
Yeah.
That guy didn't even play. He didn't walk in with no water pistol. He had a full-blown double-barrel Mossberg.
Oh, yeah.
What was that guy's problem? You ever find out?
I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, they got him. The cops were there pretty quick, and they got him. He didn't get away, but I don't know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Was that before or after Dimebag passed away?
What year did Dimebag? See, I'm bad with time. Oh, okay. This was definitely after then. Yeah.
Oh wow, maybe he's trying to
They
recreate
still let people into clubs with shotguns after Dimebag Darrell?
Yeah. How do you even hide that?
This dude had a pistol.
Oh, he did. Oh,
He
yeah.
said shotgun.
Oh yeah. No.
All right,
not-
that's
I don't think I
pistol I
said-
can see. I was to say,
I don't think I said shotgun. If I did, no, he had a pistol. Yeah, no one knew he was carrying.
oh wow,
So you can do that in New Hampshire
yeah, that's
with free or
that's
die.
true.
But yeah, crazy stuff. So, do you guys, when you do play out, do you find yourself in situations where you have to kind of, like, you're not sure how the crowd's going to take you, and you kind of win them over?
Yeah, only every time.
Yeah, only every time.
Sometimes, like if we're headlining a local show, we'll see familiar faces, and it all works out.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if we're out of state or if we're opening up it's mainly when we open up for different acts, like larger names that have been doing this for 20 years.
Right.
Just at that pedestal of just untouchable. And it's then because when we hit the road with RA, it was like half the shows were great, half shows were like, whoa. And it was always like there was one show we did in Long Island. I forget. I don't know. I don't know what the hell my mood was or something. I just cocked back and hit this girl in the face with a bottle of water.
It wasn't even a bottle of water; it was a cup of water. Like,
and it's at that point I realized that's when you have to peel it back for the hip hop crowd.
Yeah.
Because they're like, because the same brawl happened. Put this in perspective. The brawl I talked about earlier happened at a hip hop show where it happened in our state. So half the crowd was ours. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So our crowds want that violence. So some kid there that just wants to put his hands up and have a good time gets cocked in the mouth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we were in Long Island, New York, first time performing there. The stuff got crazy. You know what I mean? And I just remember everyone's reaction was like, "Whoa!" And then she got all wild out. She's like, "Oh, you're garbage." And I just that's the thing, man. When crowd, I'll just roll with the crowd. So she's like, "Oh, I'm garbage." So I just get on the mic. I'm like, "Oh, who wants another track from the Garbage Man?" Of course, everyone's like, "Oh, he's playing with it." You know what I mean? So that's all gravy. It's all gravy, man. Shout out to all shows that are good.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we seldomly have a truly bad show.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, because we have such a different style, you know, as soon as that hard rock, you know, heavy metal guitar comes on, I mean, we can be playing to people who have seen us half a dozen times, and everybody still seems to be taken back a little bit when that first track hits because there's no warm up to it, you know? There's no lube. It's just out there and angry, and you know, we're yelling at people.
Yeah. It's funny too because like if the crowd's hardcore, that makes us want to be even more hardcore. But if we're at a hip hop show, we peel it back, but it's still too hardcore for them. If we're at a metal show, we go so full bore that they're just like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, enough of that. I don't want to talk about, you know, that is what it is, man. It's what happens when you're original.
Yeah.
We have a lot of great shows that, you know, the crowd has a lot of energy. We've got some shows where the crowd just really doesn't know how to take us, you know?
Yeah. And we jump in the crowd and they don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't know how to take us, we will jump into the crowd and rap at you.
We are the rap version, and I mean it when I say this, we are the rap version of G.G. Allen.
If you don't know who that is, look him up, because the man was legendary.
That's a man you would not play with
at all, because he didn't play back or nice.
And for so everyone knows, that man is from New Hampshire, and he actually encourages people to piss on its grave. He's now dead of a heroin overdose.
Yes,
this place just kind of breeds, you know, effed up people.
Well, and there's a lot of heroin, but of course, much more so now than when G.G. Allen was around.
Yeah,
ironically,
G.G. Allen probably had to at least look for it.
Yeah, he would have been in heaven today.
Oh God, he wouldn't have lasted 10 minutes.
His last day alive, he started a riot and then got mad when the cops followed him.
Yeah,
and his last words were, "Jesus, I just want to cop some smack." I was like, that's the man right there.
Look up the video, G.G. Allen's last days alive. It's pretty hilarious. He's just walking through the ghetto, inciting a riot. There's bottles breaking, windows breaking.
Really? Yeah.
It's madness.
Do I condone everything this man said and did? No,
not even close.
But
no. Very self-destructive kids.
Yes.
Very self-destructive.
What I do condone, or what I in turn look up to, the man cared nothing about marketing. This man cared nothing about CD sales.
He cared nothing about nothing. Like
But ironically, in the course of that not caring anything about marketing, he became a legend.
Yeah, he found that fame because people flocked to him because he was in a scene where people didn't care.
Right.
And that got over. And to see how little he cared, everybody was like, yeah.
It's like aggressively not caring. It's not like apathetically not caring.
Yeah.
Which is how most people not care when they don't care. He aggressively didn't care.
Yeah, it's funny because back then there was no internet, so I can only imagine people didn't know what they were getting. They heard the rumors.
Yeah, just word of mouth. Yeah.
They went to the show and then they're like, "This is true."
Yeah. When you show up to the punk rock show and the lead singer's butt naked hitting you with a banana, you know, just losing his mind.
I remember
kicking people in the head.
I remember G.G. Allen was at some college.
Oh, God.
I don't know who in their right mind hired this guy for motivational speaking, but he got hired for motivational
for
speaking.
real?
Yeah,
really? Is this a true story?
Oh, yes.
Christ.
Wow.
You can look up the video on YouTube as well. He scared everybody out of the room.
Wow.
I'm not going to get into what he did. I'll jump to the end. He said something very offensive, and some woman's like, she went off on him, and he goes, you don't have it in you to come up to say it to my face. So, you know, back in the early 90s or whatnot, you kind of had that women's rights movement still happening.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she got up there thinking she was going to get away with it. He just completely
her
floored her to the freaking ground.
Because he didn't care, you know. You could be man, woman, child. You could be a bear. G.G. Allen's going to swing at you.
And I don't condone violence against women, but the thing was, what I do condone is if this man said he was going to do it, he did it. You know, don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah.
And all these BS hip hop slogans you now see on T-shirts. That man was everything that he talked and said he was going to do.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually, is that video online of him at the college?
Oh, yeah.
I
Really?
don't know what it's under, but
Wow.
I'm sure you could type in Gigi Allen.
I'm sure it's easy to find. Yeah. Wow. Jeez, I had no idea that may
Oh,
be
he's throwing chairs at people. Like,
Yeah.
He got
hollering
upset
at
when
him.
people didn't understand.
Yeah.
He's like,
He was just trying to motivate them.
Yeah,
he had to sign a
motivated him
waiver.
right out the door.
He had to sign a waiver. They wouldn't allow him to exit the college without signing a waiver saying he wouldn't look anyone in the face. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel like when we get off stage, brother, to bring this full circle. When we get off stage, it literally looks like we're at a freaking domestic violence clinic. And like when we get off stage, people do not want to look us in the face. Like
Like you
yo,
get
it's not
jabs,
real.
but they kind of turn away a little bit. Like what's up, man? Cool show. Cool show.
And I'll grab people's iPhones. If you point your iPhone at me in my show, be prepared for me to grab it. Not that I'm gonna break it or whatever, but I'm gonna grab it and I'll bring it on stage and you get the first eye view of me rapping at it.
Yeah.
It's all part of the theatrics, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes
We'll
people
give you
get so
that
scared.
that first person view on your camera.
Right.
They
right.
get so scared they'll just like grab their phone and run away. Like, dude,
Well,
I'm not
most
gonna-
of the time somebody grabs for your iPhone, they're trying to sell it out back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I would be very protective of my phone as well. You kind of can't blame them.
I do.
I do.
Do you guys have a lot of videos online? Because we kind of mentioned that earlier. You've got
Yeah, I don't know what we're at right now, 6 or 7 online, whatever it
Yeah.
is. That's something we're definitely up in the game on as far as videos.
Yeah.
We got a few in the pipe right now that are about to be released. We got a video for a song that we're going to play later in the show, The Cost.
That's
Actually-
up on iTunes right now.
Actually, it's probably going to be the next song we play, so...
iTunes, YouTube, wherever it is.
Yeah, they ain't on iTunes. We didn't do none of that. But it's on the YouTube. It's on the Bandcamp. It's on anywhere you can grab free music. So that's a very, very dope video. Very articulate. Very storyboard. You know, it's not the typical rap at the camera type thing that we have done in the past, and it seems to be pretty much the blueprint for rap videos. But we had a whole storyboard theme. Like, very few scenes is there even like any rapping going on. Like, you'll have to watch the video and how it gets blended in. But
Yeah.
it's a whole story. We have actors and. It's all done very well. I
oh,
feel.
very cool. I'll have to check that out myself. And by the way, where do you guys record everything?
I got my own studio.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you'd mentioned that. Do you just record you there, or do you record other artists?
I
there, or-
record other artists. Shout out to El Mays. Big ups to him. I shout out other artists as well that haven't released their material yet.
Yeah.
They're
You do all the engineering and mixing and
I
everything
do all
yourself?
the engineering. I do the mixing for theirs, and I do mixing for mine. For the We the People album, I didn't do the mixing for that project. That
Oh, okay.
That was my producer process.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did a great job. I mean, everything sounds really good. Really good. So, good stuff. All right, so what are we going to play?
Next up, it's The Cost.
The Cost. Yeah, I like this one a lot, too. All right, so this is The Cost. Is who else is on this? Is this one just you?
Process is on the hook, actually.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's Cadaver and Process with The Cost from the new disc We the People here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
My brain does backflips looking for some answers. Why you we struggling? What's the cure for cancer? All of my family stricken with the sickness, praying, not asking God for forgiveness. I'll take the bullet, but my family's undeserving. Confused by the media, smoke me diversion. Reaching for positivity in these trying times. Negative vibes, death by design. E-news is secret. Who care what he do? I'm more concerned what method choose to treat you. I'm not bad lost, this is not back talk. Raise hands, take lands, masters of have-nots. Here to listen, please believe my conviction. They don't get a bonus if you live in remission. Shut off the television, can't you see hell is risen? What the devil is lies, pinpoint position. Man-made climate change, electromagnetic structures, trauma-based mind control, societies and cultures. We're all strung along and the damages done. Mass media are corruptors. When they talk about change, shit's the same, so it's all with death and destruction. Rocket cannons with hands here to damage your planes. This ain't comedy, obviously I Horatio and Sands. The ratio stands, lives fed to man's breath deep in their glands. Keep them spinning like fans. Children of the damned, damned like sick lambs. Birth certificate slammed like a cannon advance. Can I advance when I psyche so scam? Refuse to be catchy like Spencer's headband. Easy to be beaten in times of one direction. False prophets have opted for society's dissection. Used as pawns in the galactic chessboards, keeping people reaching for carrots, stressing them more. Check the imagery, follow your earth burn dust. Why do we stand idle? Watch them do harm. That is genocidal. If God exists, then he is as evil as them. Or not subscribe to teachings as evil as them. I am not a martyr, my words will die with me. No scriptures or teachings presented in history. Like those before me, words gone in vain. But when you're in change, you're the only one to blame. Electromagnetic structures, trauma-based mind control, societies and cultures. We're all strung along in the images, not mass media corrupt us. When you talk about change, the shit's the same, so it's all with death and destruction.
Local Outbreak on IPMNation.com. This is Matt from IPM Nation. And before we begin to wrap up with these guys, I just want to remind everybody, of course, we do record the show every Tuesday night. If you want to come on down, check it out. Usually here between 6 and 7 p.m. at the Studio, 50 Canal Street in downtown Laconia. TheStudioNH.com is the website. And I'm wheezing as I'm breathing here. We were just talking off air about allergies, and mine are really bugging me. Yeah, come down, check it out. Very cool gift shop and art gallery, and like I said, the holidays are coming, so this is a good place to do your shopping. And of course, we are sponsored by Central NH Events. If you need a DJ, go to centralnhevents.com. Tim Martin does a great job, and of course, we archive all the shows at ipmnation.com/local outbreak. So before we go, what do you guys have anything coming up? Do you have any shows coming up? Or are you still you got nothing booked yet for the new disc?
No shows booked at the moment. It's just complications of scheduling and things of that nature.
Where's the best place for people to go online to keep up with everything you got going if they want to keep an eye on you?
Just the main sites. You can go to the Facebook, you can go to the Twitter. Those are the most popular social networks we have. You got Bandcamp. You have kateever.com. You can go to kateever.com and
yes,
keep up, get the merch and all that good stuff. I don't really, I'm not one of these people that has a million sites. I hate the internet in general. So I'm not going to do the freaking... I might get up on the Instagram, but I'm not going to do all these, whatever they're called, freaking Foursquare, Tumblr, Backflip.
Snapchats and
yeah,
all that.
What the hell is that? You know what? You know what a chat is? Go out to your bar, kick it with somebody, play some pool.
Yeah,
there you go.
We chat in person.
Yeah, I'm just so not about the internet age, and which has probably held me back a good chunk of my career, because it's like I've cared nothing about it. You come to my shows, and it was like, say out of 100 people, 75, 80 of them didn't like me on Facebook. They liked my music. They came to the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? We went so grassroots. We almost reverted, we almost hurt ourselves to a degree. We reverted back to the 90s. Like all my methods are, just so in your face.
Yeah.
Like as far as handshakes and meeting people and telling them what I'm about, you don't get that online. You get a picture, you get a text bio that really doesn't get to the point. You know what I mean? So that's why we're really trying to up the game on videos and trying to make those best as possible, because that's what people really grab towards now, and that's how you can really present yourself, market yourself, and explain yourself better than anything.
Yeah. What was there ever a point where you were more into the marketing on the internet and you just got burnt out on it, or have you always kind of not felt?
Nah, I just hate the internet. If I didn't rap, I wouldn't have a Facebook. Let's put it that way.
Really? Yeah.
We're more the type of people who would rather go out and, if we're gonna talk to you, we want to talk to you in person.
Right.
We want to hand you the CD rather than, going on and you order it and we mail it to you or something like that. But unfortunately, like you said, the 90s are kind of over. So we're trying to sell CDs out of the trunk of a car or something like that. And, most people are just like, why are you talking to me? Hit me up on Facebook, dude.
Right, yeah.
People get scared. That's a common trend of this whole show. People are scared.
Yeah.
People are scared of life. And I ain't saying that to act like the boogeyman or nothing like that. People are just scared of the outside world. Like, you ever notice? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm scared of Ebola. I just keep thinking to myself, is the outbreak of Ebola possible? Probably. Let's get them FEMA camps pumping. But I just look at it like, if you're so scared of getting sick, then you just never live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's actually very well said.
Yeah,
I like that, yeah.
If you're too scared of anything, you end up not living, because you become like agoraphobic. You stay inside and you bang away on that keyboard. And, you never end up going outside and actually living life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very true. And I mean, no matter how safe you try to play it, in the end, it's still the same. Nobody gets out of life alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
Life's a
life.
journey, not a destination, because we all end up in the same hole.
That's right. Or urn or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it ends up in a hole eventually.
I want to get. I want them to take me out on a boat and dump me in a river or something when I die. Like it was a mob hit.
Biodegradable urns that like turns you into a tree.
Oh yeah. Oh, that sounds very green.
Those are cool.
I actually couldn't care less what they do with me after I die. I won't know. I'll be dead.
Staple me to a wall. I don't care.
I've come to grips very recently that I just do not care about much.
Yeah.
I care about eating, obviously. I want to have a place to hang my hat or whatnot.
Right.
Literally music, traveling and friends. Like I don't give a damn about fashion.
Yeah.
I don't care about being on the Billboard charts. Would that all be cool if like my next record dropped and was in the top 10 Billboard? I mean, it'd be something to look back at, but
Yeah.
I truthfully don't care. Like that's nothing I aspire to do is be on Billboard or
right.
MTV. And it's funny because MTV hit me up recently, and
oh really?
Yeah, I don't know who in their network got the okay to do this, but they actually created a bio page for me. They've reached out, put my music up there. So, and that's none of that BS that some of these kids say or whatnot. Because there's this like MTV channel where you can submit your videos or whatnot. They reached out to me, put me on the actual main homepage of MTV.com, not MTVU2/62, like the actual page. And I don't care about being on it per se, but just like being on, but it is one of those things that's cool.
No,
it's cool to say if someone recognizes.
Absolutely, you're on the radar. That's very cool. Very, very cool. We'll mention too, just a quick plug that we're gonna be continuing this conversation tomorrow, which actually, by the time this airs, it will have already happened, but it'll be available on demand for people. Matt Connerton Unleashed. If you go to IPMNation.com on the television edition, K. Daver is my guest this week. So go to IPMNation.com/MCUTV, click on demand, and the most recent interview or the most recent episode will have my television interview with K. Daver, and we'll talk even further. And what do you guys want to play to wrap up the show? This has been really cool. I appreciate you guys coming tonight.
Title track off the record called We the People. It's probably the heaviest track, definitely off the record, everything. So
okay,
check it out. Murderous, first track on the record, title track. You got Process with vocals in the chorus on this one as well. Just very powerful, and everything I stand for is definitely portrayed on this track.
All right, very cool. So K. Daver and Kinetic, thank you guys both very much.
Thank you.
And this is We the People, the title track from K. Daver's new disc here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
Axel, ashes for bastards, for an axis of evil. Axis of evil, more than sequel and prequel. Greed, power, pure corruption of people made slaves to a few. Hold it in their palm, cancer, AIDS, and this notion of God. Beyond fictitious visions of their religion, they stand for all that is wrong. Human division need to unite, not fight, but understand how war is detrimental to existence of man. Need to come together like
IPMNation.com.